everything just fade away, cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane, jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.
Alright guys, welcome to this video. Today I want to show you some more mods that I did to my MRS recently. So like a little update video. And yeah, the GoPro is nearly empty. So I'm going to jump right into it. The first thing I did was I made, or a friend of mine casted this resin shift knob, and I now put the thread insert in so it fits on the MRS. Looks pretty cool with this texture. It somehow fits good to the forged carbon shifter cover. This is available at the shop actually. And yeah, the second thing is, which is pretty cool, I now have an oil temperature gauge. I'm pretty curious to see what the temperatures on the track will be. The only reference that I have for now is when we went drifting in the winter in the snow. The temperatures stayed below 100 degrees Celsius, so that's the only reference I have. And driving on the Autobahn, it also goes up to around 100, or as we did the high-speed runs with Car Performance Media, I think we also topped like 100 or 110. So yeah, it's cool to have a oil temperature gauge, so you can really look at the oil temperature and maybe check if a oil cooler would be useful. The oil cooler could be mounted, or many people mount them behind this vent right here, like this, and that would be a possibility. My dream would be to mount the oil cooler down here like this, laying, and then build like an intake scoop. I have designed that scoop already, but yeah, a scoop which then directs air in here. It won't be as efficient as back there, but it would be pretty cool. But due to German regulations, I don't think I would be able to get this scoop legal. So yeah, we'll see about that. If I will put in I might put in a oil cooler one day, but I'm not sure if this will yeah, be up there or in the side right here. But that brings us, because we're talking about the vents, this brings us, let's open the hatch, to the next mod. Sometimes the hatch doesn't open, so that's right. Okay, wait a second. And now you can lift up the hatch. This might be because of the wing, because the wing is normally designed for a hood that's completely flat. And right here it has like a ever so slight curve. So it bends the hatch a little bit, or a tiny bit. You can't notice it, but I think that's the reason for this hatch not opening every time. But yeah, because as you can see right here, I wanted to feel out how warm that gets, but it stays pretty cool. I made a new intake system, because normally the intake on the MRS runs from the Drosselklappe was the German word, from the intake or the throttle body to the airbox, right this way to the airbox. So the intake path from the MRS or off the MRS is pretty long, so So yeah, I don't know if that will have any difference. I mean, maybe on the track it could get some colder air because the air right here might be a little bit affected from the heat from the engine, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's just imagination, but I had that idea already for a long time, but I didn't want to remove the fender. But then I noticed that it's enough to remove the like the inner fender, so the wheel well. So then you get access to up there, and then you can remove the vent and the tail light, and that's everything you need to know. I will make a separate video on how I built this intake if you want to build it on your own. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I think Danny DC2, he made, if you want to know anything about MRS intake setups, you can really watch the video from Danny DC2. He tested many different intake setups on the dyno, and what he found out is that the original airbox is pretty good on the MRS. The original airbox, just with some little restriction plate in the middle, I think you can cut that out, removed, was better than any intake systems he built on his own with like pod filters. So I assume the stock intake on the MRS is pretty good. So that's why I kept this, and especially also in Germany, as I said already, it's not not so easy to get different intake systems. I mean, there are many available for many cars, but I haven't seen many legal ones for the MRS yet. So yeah, what I'm also thinking about still is like heat wrapping this piping so the intake air stays a little bit cooler, but I haven't found anything for this flexible pipe yet. So if I find something, I'll make a video about that too. And yeah, I think that's everything of the mods for now. As you can see, I just have this connector dangling right here because this was for the emergency brake light. You can check the video up here if you want to, but I will redesign that and hook it up to the real brake light like signal. So not only the top third brake light works, but all the 3 brake lights. So that's pretty cool. And then I made these caps for the strut towers, because I told in one of my first videos already, my early videos, that I took one off, placed it right here as I was working on the suspension, and then this fell down and melted onto my exhaust, so that was gone. So I had to make my own one. But this is printed out of TPU, so it's flexible and it works pretty well. So once I upgrade my printer to get a little bit better print quality, I will also make these available in the shop. And you can also tell me if you want to see the video about the intake, and maybe I could also share the in the shop the little elbow that I made. And yeah, I would say that's everything for the mods for now. What I'm thinking about doing is building another exhaust, or building a different exhaust which has the tailpipes up here or here to the side somewhere, because as you can see, this tailpipe is bent, like in from my accident where I managed to drive my car into a ditch. Was fun. I'm currently noticing that I'm missing these clips right here. I have to put those in at home. But yeah, obviously this intake like that isn't legal in Germany, so that's just for educational purposes, and I will obviously put in the original one, but I put it in for the video that will come out soon, or maybe the video is already out. I'm not sure which video I will post first. If I made the video already, you can check it up here, but I think, I don't know which way it will be. But yeah, that's everything so far. I also removed the antenna. I made a video on that, but sadly I lost all the footage that I had of that, because due to the SD card not working after recording, so that's a little bit sad. If you want, I could make a video explaining what I did, but I obviously can't show you, so that's a little bit sad, because as you know, my antenna was also broken from the accident. Very nice. So yeah, I would say that's everything for now, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.